The story of Victoria's victory. Victoria and Chris lived in a small house, but their hearts were full of big dreams. He worked hard to build his business, and she worked just as hard to support him. Day and night, they poured their love and hope into their shared future, believing that one day their struggles would turn into success. Then, one day, the big break came. Chris won a massive contract, and their lives changed overnight. They laughed, they danced, and they dreamed of all the wonderful things they would finally have. The years of suffering were over, and a bright new chapter was beginning. But as Chris's wealth grew, Victoria's joy faded. The stress and sadness of their past struggles had taken a toll on her body. She began to gain weight, and the happy woman Chris had married slowly disappeared, replaced by a quiet sadness. One day, Chris looked at her with cold eyes. "Look at you," he said sharply. "You've turned into a big elephant. How can a wealthy man like me walk beside someone like you?" His words cut her like a knife, and he walked away, leaving her heartbroken. Victoria ran from the hotel, tears blurring her vision. The man she had sacrificed everything for had abandoned her because of her appearance. She felt lost and alone, wondering if she was truly unworthy of love and happiness. But just as she was about to give up, she bumped into a kind man. It was William, an old classmate. He saw her pain and offered her a helping hand. "Don't worry," he said gently. "Everything will work out fine. You can stay with me." In William's home, Victoria found a different kind of comfort. She decided to change, not for Chris and not for revenge, but for herself. She began to eat healthy, exercise, and heal her heart. It was a difficult journey, but she was determined. Months passed, and Victoria's body and spirit transformed. The weight of sadness lifted, and she became lighter, stronger, and more confident than ever before. When she looked in the mirror, she no longer saw a broken woman, but a beautiful, radiant one. One evening, William took her to a grand gala. As she walked in, all eyes were on her. Across the hall, Chris saw her. His jaw dropped in disbelief. The woman he had called an elephant was now a stunning queen, and he was filled with shame and regret. In the end, Chris lost everything, while Victoria found her true self. She had not only transformed her body, but also her mind and spirit. As she walked down the aisle with William, she realized that losing Chris wasn't the end of her story. It was the beginning of her victory.